Hey, fourth grade, how are you? This is Mr. Bauer from Studio B, okay? Today is Wednesday, April 29th, but as always, this video is for you for Wednesday, May 6th. So a week from today, you'll be watching this video. And we are doing Unit 6, Module 2, Sessions 3, 4, and 5 right now, okay? So what this is it's another kind of area perimeter day, all right? This first part is perimeter, okay? And Bridges, as usual, wants you to think of things in a different way. So I know we practiced a lot before we left school in March, that if we know the perimeter of something is 84 inches and we know one side is 13 inches, what we've been doing is we know because of the rectangle's properties, we know that the opposite side is 13 also. So we have 13 plus 13 is 26 inches. And if we take 84 minus 26 inches, then we split that in two and we know this side and this side, because we divided what was left into two parts, okay? Now, Bridges is thinking, we want you to think of a rectangle as cut in half on the diagonal, okay? So, if we have, I wanted to go back, a string is 84 inches long. So we got 84-inch long string, and Murray, who happens to be our local groundhog, and we called him Murray because Bill Murray was in Groundhog Day. So when we say, hey, I saw Murray today, we mean Murray the groundhog. So a string is 84 inches long, and Murray the groundhog made a rectangle with the string. Here it is, okay? So it's 84 inches long, okay? So if we know one side is 13 inches, okay, and Bridges cut this in half, so this plus this is half of the perimeter. From this point around to here, I think you would agree is half the perimeter. And we know this is 13, and we know the total is 84 inches. So if we take the total 84 inches and divide it by 2, which cuts it in half, we have 42 inches. So 84 cut in half is 42 inches. So we know this side plus this side is 42 inches, because we know this side is 13 and we know this side is whatever, but we know these two add up to 42 because the total is 84. So we got 42 plus 42, which is 84. But what about this dimension here? Okay, well, if we know from here to here is 42 inches, if we take off the 13, 42 inches minus 13, you're left with 29 inches. So this length right here is 29 inches, okay? Now we know all the dimensions, because, 13 plus 29 plus another 13 plus 29 equals 84 inches, okay? So Bridges wants you to look at it both ways. I'm going to do it again, okay? So if you look at 230 and 231, this isn't one of the exact problems, but I'm just making it very similar, okay? So I put in two rectangles. They are exactly the same, okay? So with both rectangles, if the perimeter is 76 feet, and I gave you one of the dimensions as 25 feet, what's the other dimension? Well, remember how back in March we were talking about, well, if we know this plus this is 50 and the total is 76, if you do 76 minus 50, you get 26 feet, okay? So that means this side plus this side is 26 feet. Well, that means because a rectangle, opposite sides are equal, okay? A lot of you might remember this. That means these sides are the same, and these, because there's two, these sides are the same. All right? So that's just the characteristic of a rectangle. So if we take that 26 feet for these two and divide it by 2, we know that both sides are 13 feet. Okay? Now that's the way we've been doing it way back in March. Okay? Now, I'm going to come down a little bit. All right? So the other way of doing it, like I just showed you, is if we know this is 25 feet, and we know the total is 76 feet, okay? So if we divide the total by 2 and cut it in half, we know that half of the perimeter is 38 feet, okay? Well, here's half of the perimeter from this point all the way to this point is half the perimeter, because this plus this would be the whole perimeter once we add it all together. So from here to here, I put it right here, is 38 feet, okay? So 38 feet minus 25 feet means this is 13, it's gotta be 13 feet, okay? So that's another way of doing it, you know. I don't know which one is more fun, but you know, try them both. On page 230 and 231, you have some examples to try, okay? Don't forget, for any of the work today, area equals length times width, and perimeter equals side plus side plus side plus side, as long as there's just 4 sides. If it's a pentagon, you have to add another side, and so forth, okay? A triangle, you would only do side plus side plus side. So that's perimeter. But since you're doing mostly rectangles today, you'll have 4 sides to add up, okay? Now, 232 is just, in general, a review, okay? I don't think anything there. You can ask your parents if you forgot a little thing, but it's mostly review from several months ago. Now, 234 and 235 in your student book is just more area and perimeter problems. And the same goes with home connections 121 and 122, more area and perimeter problems. So here is your total assignment for from Wednesday to Sunday, from May 6th to whatever that is, May 10th, May 11th. You have all those pages to do. Okay? Now, one last thing. This workplace, since I can't hand you the teacher's book and copy it, on page 229 is the directions to this. In your student book, page 229, see I have it written here, 229, that's where you start. Well, this workplace's directions are on 229, but I'll just show you how you start a game. So, since I can't hand you this paper, make a square, rectangle, whatever, and you got 5 columns down, 6 columns across, and you have to put in these numbers. Now, it doesn't go just from 1 to 30. So it goes 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15 here. But then this 4th line down, like it skips 19, the number 19. It skips 23. Let's see, it skips 29, 31, 33, and 35. So just make sure when you're making this that it has these numbers in it, okay? Now, let's say you wanted to play your mom, okay? One of you is player 1, the other's player 2, and you can just, pick a number closest to 10 to see who goes first. So let's say player 1 goes first, okay? Player 1 says, I pick 14, okay? So that's their starting number. Player 2 says, okay, the factors of 14 are 1 and 14, 2 and 7. 14's already circled, so you can't use it. But you can use 1, 2, and 7, okay? So round 1 is over. Player 1 has 14 points. Player 2 has 10, because 7 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. Now, player 2 goes next time, okay? And let's say player 2 picks 12, okay? So player 2, you're going to end up with round 2, 22, but now player 1 has to find all the factors that they can for 12. So they might do 3, 4, and 6 because 2 and 1 are already used, okay? So we add up, player 1 adds a 13 to theirs and they're at 27. So it's now 27, 22. And you just keep going using this board, this player board, until you can't go anymore. And then the player with the most points wins the game. Okay?
That looks like fun, Mr. Bauer.
Yeah.
I like that game.
And it's real easy to make. You don't need a teacher master. You just need a blank piece of paper and draw this board and just have fun with it. You could, if your parents have a copy, or they could make several copies for you. Yeah. You could play it more than once.
That's fun.
Yep. So some of the other workplaces, they take those different kinds of dice we have at school. So there's some of these we just can't play. Now, if you figure out how to play them, go for it. But I'm just looking at the ones where I can just kind of tell you how they work so that they're a little bit easier, like this one. So that's it for Module 2. When you see me next time, 4th grade, we'll be moving into Module 3 for Unit 6. Okay? So from Studio B, this is Mr. Bauer saying so long and stay safe.